What else is there?
Did y'all hear Jermaine Dupri's comments?
No, I didn't. Tell me about
Independence. No.
Read it to us, Freeze.
Let's hear it.
All right, let me pull it up real quick. Y'all talk.
Jermaine Dupri, I don't know why you tweeted this.
All right, I got it.
You want to stir some things up.
He says, I'm a little lost. Can somebody tell me what the goal of being an independent artist is today? Because of all the things that people are chasing is shit major artists do. What's the thing that indie artists do that make it special?
He sounds like a dinosaur.
Why did he tweet this?
He sounds like a rich person asking about what the poors do.
That's it. He sounds really privileged and really fucking antiquated. He sounds like a dinosaur right there, not really understanding why.
Jermaine Dupri knows better than this.
He does.
Yeah.
What was the goal? Like
engagement farming.
It had to be engagement farming.
I'm going with engagement farming.
It might not have even been JD. That might have been an intern, assistant, something like that. Let's stir shit up a little bit. Gotta be.
Yeah, this one fucked me up.
Independent artists keep a high percentage of things, yes?
Yes. And have to do a lot more work.
Yeah, they have to do a lot more work.
They have freedom. Let's just start there.
Major freedom.
Yeah.
He knows that, though. He knows. So, Joe, he's just trying to shake the pot.
Well, he shook it. And a lot of the independents jumped on his ass.
Yeah.
They don't get no beats.
They wasn't looking for the Jermaine Dupri beat.
They wasn't getting
And he wasn't looking to sell it to him.
Yeah, and he wasn't trying to sell to him.
He might be priced out of that conversation.
I see what you did there.
Nice little callback.
That's good.
Okay. You good, girl.
You being an independent artist, did you feel a way about this when you were if you was an independent artist still, would you have felt a way about this?
No. I wouldn't have felt a way about it. Independents operate under a different mindset than the major label niggas, and I don't try to interlap. I don't try for the two to have crossover.
There's different horses for different courses.
It's different. Man. It's totally different games. Me, when I decided to go independent, I realized that I would do better selling to my 50,000 fans than trying to fit into this system where too much was expected.
Do you feel like Tech Nine made it look good, Joe? Because back then,
no, Tech Nine made it look good.
No, there's a lot of independents that make it look good.
A lot of people but they highlighted him. Like when it came to being independent,
because he wasn't just an independent artist. I'm saying wasn't like he's not still active.
Shout out to Tech.
Shout out to Tech Nine. Tech was a one-stop shop. Is a one-stop shop. You talking about? I'm doing my own merch. I'm routing my own tours. I'm doing like my own music. I do it all. It's all in-house. He's an anomaly to a lot of. That's not just your typical independent act right there.
Okay,
so that's why he's highlighted.
And he sold records.
And still managed to sell.
Yeah.
Sold and sells records.
And to rap a lot of you niggas under the table.
Yeah, an amazing rapper. And his live show was putting niggas to bed.
Really?
Yeah.
And was going to do sellout tours anywhere that he went, and was going to stay on the road for 300 days out of 300, maybe more than that.
Yeah.
Out of 365 days, and was going to have his fucking Maybach traveling on the back of all of these merch trucks, because we got to bring trucks for all this merch we gonna sell. Like, we gonna make 8 figures moving around out here as an independent act. Shout out to Tech, shout out to Strange Music, shout out to the whole gang over there. So
that's why
he did that,
though.
And is doing that.
Yeah, but I think it's just different. I think for like a pop artist, if you want to be the next Drake or Michael Jackson or Britney Spears or Dua Lipa, whoever, the major label system makes sense. Yeah, a pop artist, a major label system probably makes sense for, because you're not going to get that kind of marketing exposure. True. You don't have all the relationships with MTV, not that they matter anymore, but whatever fill in the blank outlet.
Playlisting and all of that shit.
All of that shit. Like, you need that shit for SNL, you know what I mean? All the late night shows, you need that shit.
Well, what I see start to happen is, especially in rap, it's a lot of the newer rappers, they don't want that.
Right.
They realize, hey, what I have to give up to get all of that ain't really worth it. I can make a really great living over here.
Every musician and artist doesn't necessarily want to be the most famous person in the world. That's not necessarily overlap. Some people are like, if I get a little famous, that's cool, but I would like to make a living making music or art or whatever. And I don't want to be part of that rat race.
That at one point that confused me, that mindset, right? Like, I want to make music, I want people to hear it, but I don't want to be famous. Then you're making music at a high quality level and distributing it out there in order to become, that's going to lead you to be famous. So those type of...
Your goals can change along the way, though, due to exposure.
Okay, true.
And this could be your
I'm just
passion.
saying, at one point, I didn't agree with that. When people say they're antisocial, like some of the artists antisocial.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot.
They are so passionate about their art and their craft that they still want to do that. They would prefer to just be... You don't have to see me. I don't want to talk to you niggas. If you want to talk to me, go listen to my album. You want my thoughts? Go listen to my project. There's my thoughts. And there's a lot of them out there that just don't want to deal with folks. And people are weird. I don't want to deal with people anyway.
I went through it. I mean, I did it. So
Yeah, this is actually you.
Yeah, when they talk about you, when they talk about the trouble that you gave, how stubborn you were, and stuff like you didn't want to do nothing. When Nitty tell me, she like.
yeah, but that story is always told about me, how I was just rebellious and yada 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 early in my career. But when I first got in the game, that story's never told. I was just young, wet behind the ears, willing to do anything that I needed to do to thrive and sell. Not a question asked.
The wet behind the ears is a little double entendre there, too.
Joe, so do you feel like
You might have had a little wet behind your ear.
A little bit,
you know what I mean?
little wet.
For later.
A little wet for later. Jersey City.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
do you feel like so when you initially there, you meet niggas and then you start
So
to
when
realize,
when you initially there, and again, I'm talking about 25 years ago at this point. So we maybe aged out. But so if I'm doing everything that's asked of me, which is they're putting you in places to be famous.
yes.
You're not famous yet, but they're putting you in places to be famous. Oh shit.
Thank you for checking in with the channel. In recent years, many rappers have been gravitating toward independence rather than signing with major labels. There are several reasons why this trend is growing, particularly in the rap scene. First, the rise of digital platforms like Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube has made it easier for artists to distribute their music directly to fans, bypassing traditional gatekeepers. This gives them more control over their careers and creative output, without the restrictions often imposed by major labels. Second, financial independence is a major motivator. By staying independent, artists can keep a larger share of their earnings, rather than splitting profits with labels and managers. They have the freedom to negotiate their terms, release music on their own schedule, and avoid the pressures of commercial expectations. Additionally, independence allows for artistic freedom. Rappers can experiment with different sounds, styles, and messages without the pressure to conform to mainstream tastes. This autonomy has led to a more diverse and authentic landscape in rap music, where artists are able to connect with their audience on a deeper level. Please consider subscribing, leave a comment and like this video.